It is not an option. We cannot go this path alone on the ability of the first generation, on the ability of the second generation, all the way to the 1,000th, millionth generation. It doesn't matter. We cannot go this alone. The only rock that we have, and the rock that will change the world, is the rock that is true parents. Jew. This is what we have to realize. I often tell blessed children, you all hear that is now the second generation's age, the next generation. Now it's the age of the second gen, or now it's the age of the third gen or the fourth gen. But I tell them, I'm sorry, my friend, that's wrong. There is no second age of the second gen. There is no age of the third gen. There is the eternal age of the true parents, Jew. This is very important for us to realize. No generation can replace the true parents. That has to be very clear. None. I don't care how great they are. No one walked through the course of the Lord of the Second Advent. No one paid the indemnity through the stages of the individual, to the family, to the tribe, society, nation, world, cosmos. From the servant of servant, the servant, the adopted, to the Yangja Soja, Yangja adopted, Soja. I know this better in Korean now. I've been speaking Korean so much. I know this better in Korean now. Stepson, I'm sorry. Adopted stepson, real son, mother, father, and God. Nobody has walked that course. Nobody has paid the indemnity. Nobody has died 7 times to pay for the indemnity that has been accumulated over history. Even Jesus went to death once and was resurrected. But true parents had to go through this course to fulfill all the 8 stages. And so we have to realize that no generation in the future can pretend to be true parents in the position of true parents. This has to be very clear, because the absolute center of the unification movement, which in this very short period of time has become the most successful religion at the time of the founder. And it will spread more and more. It will become the most successful religion in the world. Watch. But it will never succeed and flourish if we forget this point. It's all about true parents. It's not about us. It's not about the next generation. It's not about 30th generation. It is not about that. It is about each generation inheriting the true love, the sacrificial love that true parents have lived. Each generation going back and trying to inherit that love of the parent, which will die and die and die and die and die and die again for the children. Do you see what I mean? It's not about pretending that we are the next generation which will inherit it all. This is wrong thinking. So we must be very clear. Our eternal center is true parents. Our eternal center, King of Kings, are true parents. There is no one like true parents. They have walked through the courses of history to fulfill the mission of Jesus, to actually become those who have liberated God himself, so that God can dwell in the physical world as well, in the body of true parents. And this is so important for us to realize. We can never be like that. We are ontologically different. It's a very fancy theological word. We are different in being. And this goes for all people, including true children. I think true children, we may mistake this at times, but this is not the case. We as well are ontologically different than true parents. We cannot be true parents. Cannot. Father may bestow all the titles on me. I am not true parents. I am not the Lord of the second advent. I am not the second coming of Christ. There is only one that is the second coming of Christ. There is only one that is the Messiah. And there is only one that has paid the indemnity for the sins of all of humankind in history. There's only one who has paid the price for us and our families and our grandchildren and our tribes and our nations to be worthy to go before the throne of God. And Father may call us tribal messiahs or national messiahs, but we must not confuse this. This is not the Messiah. Yes? We know this, right? We are not the Messiah. And this is very important for us to realize, because when we walk our life of faith, we have to come into the path with humility. Otherwise, we become obscured and obstructions arise. All sorts of confusions will arise. All sorts of temptations will arise. Temptations, weaknesses that we have, whether it be lust or craving or greed or jealousy. All these things will become greater if we don't have the discipline of humbling ourselves, the discipline of training ourselves continuously. And so they're really, so once you believe in true parents, you realize that they are your Lord and Savior. They are your true parents who have died and died so an unworthy sinner like myself could go before God. When you realize that you have that kind of parent, then you don't take them for granted. You wish to offer yourself to them as they have offered themselves to you.